Steve Talbot, James Bramwell, Dave Carman, Anthony Murphy, Stuart Cox, Dave Bryant, and in attack, Martin Gosney, Chris Livesey, and Dave Hinson. For Heaton Mersey, he'll be playing in gold and black. The goalkeepers, Richard Smith. The defense, James Lord, Gary Wilson, David Gentry, Nick Gilmore. The midfield, Michael Orm, Andrew Bain, Richard Bain, James Gallagher, Paul Clark, and Andy Duncan. And in the attack, Steve Morley, Andy Battersby, and Martin Clark. So there's the lineups, and we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the start of the action in just a moment. Welcome back to Didsbury, and we're just about ready for the first face-off, and joining me is Eddie Owen, former star goalkeeper who, when his eyes went bad, turned into a referee.
Thank you very much.
How are you, Eddie?
I'm very well.
You picked out three guys to look for from the Stockport team. Who should we be looking at?
Yeah, looking for Steve Talbot in number 12, Anthony Murphy, 22, and Dave Bryant. And Dave reckoned to be one of the fastest players in England.
Steve Talbot, 12, will be taking the face-off here in the midfield. Quickly for Heaton Mersey, the goaltender Richard Smith was the man of the match of last year's final. The Heaton lost. And watch out too for Steve Morley in the attack, number 1, and James Lord in defense, number 2. Two veteran England players for Heaton Mersey. And off the opening face-off, possession goes to Mersey. Mersey playing in gold and black, Stockport playing in blue. And now the story of this final is Mersey are the beaten finalists in each of the last 2 Flags finals, and they're taking on Stockport, who are amazingly undefeated so far this season. And in an English lacrosse season, that is unusual.
That's absolutely fantastic performance so far for them this season, yeah.
Now, Stockport beat Mersey when they met earlier in the season in a game that was close through 3 quarters, and then Stockport really turned it on in the 4th quarter. Mersey, a veteran team, and you can see right now they're just settling their attack down, try to get the measure of Stockport. Michael Orm, number 15. Ball goes behind. Now in lacrosse, remember there's a big area behind the goal. That's Steve Morley, veteran England attack man. He tries to come around and can't. Good pass in the middle. Shot goes just wide by James Gallagher.
Yeah, nice shot there by James, just wide of the mark. He's got quite a shot on him, has James.
James Bramwell now bringing it in. Left-handed shot is blocked in the defense. Ball's loose on the crease, but Stockport player stepped in the goal crease, that circle around the goal, which is the goalie's personal property.
Absolutely.
And so, change of possession. Mersey get the ball. The goalkeeper now, unusually in most goaltending sports, the goalkeeper in lacrosse is very much a part of the action when a team clears the ball upfield. Andrew Bain now getting away and looking for some action in the middle. He gets the pass back, but it's just behind him, and it's picked up by Keith Gosney. He's checked and loses the ball. Shaw is checked, but Shaw picks it up again. And a push called, and possession will go over to Stockport. Now, keep in mind there's also an offside rule in lacrosse. Basically, you have to keep 3 of your defenders plus the goalkeeper on one side of the field, 3 attackmen on the other side of the field at all times, and players can switch over back and forth as long as it's 3 on one side, 4 on the other.
Again, Stockport actually, again, throwing a big 6 around, coming inside, drops the ball in, a great shot there.
And the first goal of the game goes to Martin Gosney, the pass from Dave Carman. You saw Carman beating the man up top and finding Gosney on the crease. Here you see it now. Carman's up top. See, he takes a pick there. He's going to beat his man and just dump the pass as Gosney just dropped off his man and was open, and Stockport have a 1-0 lead. Quick passing gets it up to Martin Clark in the attack from Mersey. Clark looking for a cutter inside but doesn't have one. Mersey spreading it out.
James Gallagher on the ball again now. Got a very big shot as James. Steve Morley driving around from the back. Looks to turn inside. Again, trying to get inside. Good defense work there.
Fouls denying Morley, but Morley keeps coming. He's got the shot now and he shoots it wide of the net. Martin Clark was closest to the line, so Mersey keep possession.
Yep.
Martin Clark puts it up. Andy Bain now. Andy Bain slides down. Felon was checked at the same time. Nice little back behind the back pass by Jones to the goalkeeper. Clears it out, but that's taken away. He telegraphed that pass. Michael Orm now. There's the feed on the crease and a beautiful goal in the upper corner. Andy Battersby.
Yep. Very quiet player, Andy Battersby, but in those tight situations like that is the man who puts it away.
Here you'll see it now. It's going to be set up by Michael Orm. He comes into the center. He sees Battersby on the crease. Battersby just 2 steps, and he's got that upper corner just picked out for himself. And
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the way he plays his game. He's very quiet on the game until he explodes into action.
You see how the goalkeeper comes out of the goal as part of the clear. Gets to play with the other guys, unlike most sports. Has to be able to run and handle his stick. Nice little work by James Lord, just luring his man down and taking him back the other way. But Mersey have gone offside. Remember, we explained the offside rule, and when James Lord came over as a defenseman, nobody stepped back to keep 4 players on the defensive side of the field.
Yeah, sometimes very difficult when you're in that sort of situation.
And Martin Clark, the attack man, coming up. Take that. And back to brother Paul. And Mersey will set up. Andy Battersby. So all 3 attackmen now on the left side of the field. The 3 midfielders over on the right. Richard Bain trying the dodge. He's got an angle, but he can't get the shot away. Nice job of leverage on the check by James Bramwell. He fights his way through a pick to stay on Bain, who runs into the referee. Keeps possession and finally just gets rid of it to Gallagher. And it goes back now to Steve Morley, who's working with Files one-on-one. Morley's pass just couldn't be controlled by Gallagher. And here we come, breaking out of the defense now. Stuart Cox for Stockport. He's got another long stick with him, and Cox is going to take the shot and score with the long stick.
Absolute superb shot. That motored, didn't it?
Now, it's not like the old days when they played with wooden sticks. These aluminum sticks are very light, and you can get some whip on it. But remember, that's a stick that's almost 6 feet long that Cox is handling here.
That's right.
And he comes down. Nobody thinks he's going to shoot. It's basically why he gets so much room. He just lines it up and drills it into the top of the net, and it's 2-1 Stockport. And we're back to the half-court game, which they play so well. That's one of the beauties of lacrosse. And there's the goal. Oh, it hit the post.
Great save. No. Goalkeeper saved it.
Save.
And again.
That's what makes Richard Smith so good. Trying to get the quick pass away. But we've got another offside penalty, and the ball goes over to Stockport. Drops out of Murphy's stick. And Murphy with a long shot. It beats him on the bounce.
That's right.
Smith just wasn't prepared for that.
That's right. They're very, very quick to get into motion, these guys. You know, they pick the ball up and they go really fast when they go.
And once again, you'll see now Murphy, he lost the ball briefly. He picks it up. He comes around. He's barely got his 2 hands on the stick. So the score remains 3-1 to Stockport. After the goal and just off the face-off, we had an injury to Rick Bone, but he's back in the nets for Stockport, and we'll have a face-off to his left as play will restart with still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first period. And Talbot controls that face-off. It's brought up by Keith Gosney. Gareth Jones having a little trouble controlling it, but picks it up now and dodges his way past Steve Morley, who's going to get a penalty on the check. But you play advantage in lacrosse. So Stockport keep possession, and there's the shot, but a save by Smith, and that'll bring the whistle. And Steve Morley will go off for the slash.
That's right. Down underneath us here, there was a slash by Steve Morley, and we're ready to restart again.
So Morley now off for a minute.
Yep.
And Mersey will play shorthanded. 5 defenders on 6 known as the man up in lacrosse. And you'll see now Mersey playing a zone and Stockport just setting up, waiting to see what the zone looks like, and then setting up ways to break it. One man in the middle, two on the wings, two on top, one behind. The wing is open for the shot goes wide. You see 17 on the crease trying to set the screen in front of the goalie for the shot.
That's right, they're setting up as a 2-3-1 and then switching into a 1-4-1 as they're going into this play. So you're looking for the four players going across the middle as somebody fills in into the middle position. Looks like an outside shot into there.
And that one moving somewhere into the next county and drawing an appreciative ooh from the crowd as Martin Gosnay unloads. Now out in front, and that one hit the post that time. Right out in front was Chris Livesey, and just a little dink of a shot. We're at even strength now, and the bouncing shot goes wide. And you see as the defender comes over from Mersey, we're now back at full strength. Stockport with the ball, and a 3-1 lead with 25 seconds remaining in this first period. Pass goes wide, less than 10 seconds remaining. We've got a possession should go over to Mersey here. And that's the end of the first period. An exciting first period. We've had a couple of good goals, and Stockport, as expected, have gone out to a quick lead.
Yes, they have, and they were talking earlier on before the game about the way in which they were going to use their speed from the midfield area to gain the advantage.
And use it they have. It's Stockport 3, Mersey 1 at the end of the first period. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. It's the second period of the North of England Men's Senior Lacrosse Flags Final. Stockport in blue leading Heaton Mersey in gold 3-1 at the end of the first period. And here's the face-off to start the second. And it's taken away by Mersey's Andrew Bain. Coming right down, they're setting up for the quick shot. A nice save by Rick Bone. Rick Bone, who was injured in the first period, but he's limping a little bit, but he's still playing, and he came up big on that one, Eddie.
He certainly did. Yes, he obviously took a very big hit earlier on, and he was limping quite badly before, but, you know, goalkeepers are tough.
We've played 4 minutes of the second period. It's still 3-1. Keith Gosney with the ball for Stockport. Anthony Murphy up top. And James Bramwell now on the dodge. He's got the left-hand shot, but he doesn't have it. Murphy tries to put the ball onto the crease, but it's knocked away by Gary Wilson. Wilson fighting for possession, but it's not clear, and picked up by Dave Bryant. Bryant and Murphy, both England under-19 internationals. It's Bryant this time, trying to dodge out on top. They're looking for Livesey on the crease, but they're not able to find him. Mersey's doing a good job of collapsing the little number 10.
That's right. Livesey is the crease player for Stockport, and that's very much how they play the game. They want the ball in onto him all the time, and using the midfield strength to bring the ball to him.
Gareth Jones now out of the defense, and they got their sticks tied up there with James Lord. Sending James Lord off for holding, I think.
Yes,
his sticks got tied up.
Yeah, that's right. He was still holding onto his stick. He should have released it earlier if it was actually stuck in the other player's stick.
5 minutes gone in the second period. It's still 3-1, but Stockport have the man advantage as James Lord is just going off for holding.
Well, they don't want to lose the ball on the power play, do they? I mean, they must return this ball, which they do.
Martin Gosney now with the ball. Mike Carlson with Eddie Owen here at Didsbury in Manchester, the North of England Men's Senior Lacrosse Flags Final. Again, the crease shut down. They go for Livesey on the crease.
Yeah, they know that's where the ball's going to, and they're looking for him all the time now.
James Bramwell checked off the ball nicely by Martin Clark. Oh, and they were looking for Morley in the attack, and the pass just wasn't there, but we we've got another flag. And a minute's penalty going to James Bramwell, and that's basically a retaliation.
That's
call.
right, yeah. He's called it up as, I think, unsportsmanlike there.
Bramwell took a nice check and didn't appreciate it very much. So now the first opportunity on the man-up situation for Mersey. They'll have their 6 attackers against Stockport's 5 defenders. Mersey have everybody up right now. Sort of 3-1-2. Nobody behind the net. And now Steve Morley goes behind. 2 players move to the crease. Just try to confuse the zone defense, make them forget about somebody, try to find somebody open on one side of the field or the other. Lower the pass up top.
Yeah.
That's a bad mistake.
It is. The Stockport defence are a very fast in and out defence. You can see that they move really quickly to bring it into the face of the man with the ball. And, you know, they're cutting down the area that they've got to use.
Paul Clark, Michael Orm, Martin Clark, and brother Paul needs to clean this one up, and does, but they're wasting precious time off this penalty, and indeed now we're even up again as Bramwell comes back onto the field.
A good knockdown there.
Good defense by Gareth Jones, and it's Jones who comes up with the ball and now runs it up. Good, nice job of stick handling, and a good lead pass for Neil Fildis.
Yep.
And the shot that hit 2 posts.
2 posts. Didn't cross the line.
Double pocket. I don't know if it did or not, because that first post, it bounced out. It looked like it might have been inside the line, but Fields came down on a nice break. And let's take another look and see. He hits Murphy with the pass, and Murphy's shot, bang, bang, off the post and out. And I think Heaton Mersey just caught a giant break there.
They certainly did.
We had another penalty on Livesey this time. So Mersey are back into the man-up situation. Livesey fighting for the ball. He's out for a minute. You'll see basically, despite the zone, you'll see the man in the middle on the crease playing man-to-man defense when a player comes through his zone onto the crease, and they have to shift over. The pass knocked away, get it to the goalie, Rick Bone, and he's got 4 seconds where he's inviolate in there. Can't be touched. Gosney gets it up to Stuart Cox. Cox, the long stick midfielder, runs it over nicely. And Stockport have possession now with Murphy in the attack. They slow things down, wait for the rest of their attack to come on the field and to group up. Keith Gosney now with the ball on top, wants the dodge, nice check. Taken away from him by Michael Orm.
Ooh.
And the ball goes over to Mersey. Right now, Mersey's done a better job of stopping Stockport's offense, but they haven't been able to generate any offense of their own.
That's right. They seem to have, I've noticed that the speed of pass and the attack is not as quick as the Stockport. The interchange of passing is very much at speed, and it seems a little ponderous by Mersey at the moment.
So Murphy now using his speed to put some pressure on Mersey's clear. They're being very deliberate here and not having a lot of success, but now it comes up to Clark, and Martin Clark will bring it into the attack for Mersey. Gives it to Andy Bain. They spread the field out. They go behind now to Morley. Morley has not been a factor so far in this half. Jones now has lost his stick. The man was all alone on the crease. Clark now looking for a shot, and he's got it. He had a tough angle, but he put it in with the left hand. That's
his strength, coming left-handed at that front post position there, and didn't give Rick Bone much chance with that one.
And you'll see now, there's the man who was open on the crease, but it comes to Clark. He goes to the left hand, and now this is a tough angle with your left-handed shot from the left side.
Yep.
And he still beats Bone on it. A nice goal, and that makes it 3-2 now.
I always think this is a very crucial element in the game. You know, possession is what the game of lacrosse is all about. And it's been evenly contested so far.
Nowadays, the way we have specialists in lacrosse,
That's right.
Many teams, it's one player will take every face-off the whole game. And a little bit of pressure there on Keith Gosney, and he throws the pass away. That goal seems to have given Mersey a bit of a lift.
It does, yes. They just needed that, I think, to get them back into this game. They were just beginning to move away from the game, and I think that's what they needed, that little bit of added incentive.
Now remember, Heaton Mersey are the beaten finalists from the last 2 years in this Flags final. And Stockport are basically the favorites in this game. They haven't lost a game yet this season.
And they have a very mean defence as well. You know, the percentages of shots on goal during the season have been about 45 shots per game.
Their attackmen are pretty mean checkers as well, as you just saw as Mersey cleared the ball up the sideline in a back of the stick check. Perfectly legal. James Gallagher now, part of a family tradition at Heaton Mersey.
That's right. His father played in the game last year, and James' son playing this year.
Nice work by James Lord as he checks the ball away from Stuart Cox. Richard Bain coming away with it from Mersey. Up ahead to Battersby. Oh, and they just can't control that last pass. Gallagher, they're trying to pass away from Morley to open up the field for him, I think, because they're doing a great job of shutting Morley down.
That's right. I think this part of the game plan to shut him down all the time, shut him down early. They know that he can be a very strong player for Mersey.
And we've got a timeout on the field called by Stockport. There's 4 minutes and 49 seconds left in the half, and Stockport are leading Heaton Mersey 3-2. And a good crowd here in Didsbury, Manchester for the North of England Men's Senior Lacrosse Flags Final. 3-2, Stockport in the lead. Stockport with possession. Murphy, Talbot up top. Bryant's now going behind. Livesey, number 10, is on the crease. He'll always be in front of the goal for Stockport. Stockport, nice patience. Now Talbot's got the shot. Good save by Smith. Oh, and nearly gave a goal away. Livesey just poached one right in front of the net. And Mersey has to be very careful about that. Heads up play by Stockport.
Absolutely. Playing to the strengths again, trying to get it into that crease area. Chris Livesey actually playing on the pipes, moving across from side to side to get into good positions for the rest of the players.
A good lead pass from Smith, looking upfield to Paul Clark. Paul Clark now. Oh, good quick stick and a nice save by Bone.
Yep.
That was the first good shot Morley's had in this game. Steve Morley, number 1. And Bone did a great job of sliding across the goal to make that save. That may be the save of the game so far.
That's the first time I think that Steve Morley's actually been able to get a couple of yards. And you can see how dangerous he is.
Bryant now, he gets around James Gallagher. Gallagher loses his stick, and Bryant's got a shot and takes it and scores. And that's a long shot. And Bryant had a lot on that one to beat Richard Smith. Take a look now. Bryant, you see, picking up the ball. The defender's lost his stick. And Bryant's going to come in now. Smith's got him the whole way, but nobody picks him up. And Bryant sees that corner, goes for it, and just beats him for pace.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's Bryant's second goal of the match. And Stockport's lead is up to 4-2. And a good shot there. You see how the face-off begins. And there's a lot of leverage and strength involved in that. It's a difficult thing to master. Keith Gosney comes up with the ball for Stockport. Pass to brother Martin. 5 and 6, the Gosney brothers. Very similar builds. Both of whom have played for England. And now with just a minute to go in the half, a good chance for Stockport to go into halftime with a solid lead. Murphy tries to come around but can't. Bain picks it up for Mersey. Clearing pass to Clark, just doesn't get through. It's picked up by Livesey. It's a long way off the crease. Gosney now. Still plenty of time, 44 seconds left in the half.
You see where Chris Livesey's going to get, immediately goes back into the crease area again.
Like a yo-yo.
Absolutely, on a string.
He comes out and just pops back in there. So 34 seconds remaining. Mersey have to clear the ball. They haven't been able to clear it quickly so far in this game, but they need to do it now if they get one more shot at the Stockport goal. Murphy putting the pressure on. And Mersey now with Andrew Bain. Not much time left. He really needs to just dodge and get one shot. They go for Morley on the crease. They can't get the pass to him. And the ball goes out of bounds as the first half comes to an end. So a hard-fought, end-to-end first half. Not a lot of scoring, but some very, very good goals. And at halftime, Stockport lead Heaton Mersey 4-2. We'll be back with the second half after the break. So it's 4-2, Stockport leading Heaton Mersey as we begin the second half of the North of England men's senior lacrosse flags final. Heaton Mersey in goal, win the face-off. Andrew Bain controlling it. Mike Carlson, and with me is Eddie Owen. And Eddie, the first half sort of went according to form.
It seemed to, yes. Stockport using their fast transition game, using the midfield into the attack. They've scored the goals. They've had more shots on goal than Mersey, and they're looking to continue that into the second half, I would think.
So Mersey with possession. Number 5, Andy Battersby. He got their first goal of the game, tying it up at 1 in the first period. And again, very deliberate offense from Mersey, trying to counter that fast running game of Stockport. Andy Bain now, he was looking at shot but went behind to Steve Morley. And one of the keys of the first half is how they kept Morley under control, and Morley doesn't get a good shot off that time. He was going away from the goal. No challenge for Rick Bone to make the save, and a quick clear by Stockport. You see how fast they come down on the counter-attack. But Gosney loses the ball, and here come Mersey the other way. Andy Bain's going to pick up this ball. Gallagher thought it was for him, but it goes all the way across to Martin Clark. And again, Mersey settled things down, but just like Eddie said, you see how quickly Stockport can come out in the counter-attack.
Yep, that's right. That's the game plan, and that's what they're working to. See Mersey driving around from behind again. Picks up a tick there and gets a one-handed shot off.
Yeah, not a very strong one-handed shot either. Mersey pressing now, pushing players up, trying to close that clear down, but Gareth Jones has been very, very aggressive in defense. Comes out yet again, and Jones has Livesey on the crease. Nice defensive work there by David Gentry. Got his stick on the pass, and Mersey come away with the ball. Back to Richard Smith in goal, and up to Bain at the midfield line. And Bain's just going to walk it across. Good defensive job by Heaton Mersey there, shutting down Stockport's break. Battersby working one-on-one, and now Morley. Morley goes right back up top to Bain. 15 is Michael Orm. And that's Orm now on the top again. He's got a little bit of space here to work one-on-one with Gosney. Can't really get very far. Morley's back behind.
Yeah, they're trying to give him some room there, but Stockport are very quick out, in and out, working on that string, trying to get into people's faces early.
Now Andy Bain looking at the middle. You see how the help comes over, and that's all a quick shot and a beauty by James Gallagher.
Yeah, that's the man with the shot.
Almost out of nowhere, Gallagher just spinning around, takes the quick pass from Bain and puts it in the net, and it's 4-3. And here you'll see there's Bain just looking for some space, and then a quick dump off to Gallagher, no hesitation, and just unloads and beats Bone. And the first goal of the second half goes to Mersey, and they've narrowed the gap to 4-3. Talbot takes the face off. Mersey have closed the gap to 4-3, but Stockport have possession, and they set up now for their offense. Steve Talbot bringing the ball in at the top. Got both Gosneys, Talbot, Murphy and Bryant, and the crease man, Chris Livesey, who just lives out in front of the goal. Now Gosney, little left hand to Livesey, and Livesey just nicks that one in. Smith couldn't really see it, and Livesey, who was actually being checked as he did it, gets Stockport a goal back only a minute after Heaton Mersey had climbed to within one.
That's right. This is the position, this is what they're looking for all the time.
Here you see, there's the move on top, just coming in. Livesey moves the opposite direction. Lord's there to make the check, but the ball just comes through. I don't even think Smith saw it.
No, that's right. It came out just a little bit wider that time to give him some time to get some more motion coming across the crease.
2 goals in the space of 2 minutes here, and the margin is back to 2 goals. Stockport 5, Heaton Mersey 3, and Mersey come away with the face-off. Andy Bain now controlling it for Mersey.
He's doing a good job at centre for them, isn't he, Andy Bain? He's won a good percentage against Steve Talbot, and Steve Talbot's no mean...
Now, the scouting them, that's one of the things everybody was saying, was that Talbot was probably the best face-off man in the league this year.
That's right. Look, this is a big game for everybody in the form book.
And that was a loose pass. Keith Gosney picked it off, and we've got a break now for Stockport. You see how they spread the field, 4 men up. Livesey on the side of the crease this time. He dumps it back to Martin Gosney.
That's right. If the play breaks down, they take the time, get the offense on, and they're ready to go again.
So it's Dave Carman now who comes on.
Dave Carman, the captain of Stockport, been instrumental in a lot of the things that they've been doing this year.
They've switched the midfield through now. James Bramwell's just come on. He wanted to give it back to Carman, who had a little opening for a shot there, but the pass goes over the end line, and Heaton Mersey will take possession. Richard Smith bringing the ball up for Mersey. That one loads it to James Lord. They're being forced back. How quickly they come up, how quickly Stockport can jump onto you, but Andy Bain just waiting there, and he's got the ball. Clark takes it on his left, moves right, comes around across. Oh, and Morley missed the shot. That was the best chance Morley's had in this game, but he shot over the net.
That's right. Martin Clark, the playmaker there, dropping out to the behind the pipe on the behind the goal, drops it inside for Steve Morley, but unfortunately just that time it just went wide.
And Neil Files, number 13, is doing an excellent job of checking Steve Morley off the game. Morley hasn't really been a factor yet.
Andrew Bain seems to be coming into this game more now, doesn't he? You know, he's driving from the front.
And someone has to, basically, because if they take that attack part of the game out, somebody else has to step up. Bain to his brother Richard on the left hand, trying to go through, takes a hard check from Gareth Jones. And it's Gareth Jones who comes away with the ball. Here comes Gosney, one-handed pickup. Livesey's all alone, and Livesey puts it in the back of the net. 2 quick goals from Livesey, and it's 6-3.
And it's that transition speed again from Stockport. They're through into the midfield area so quickly, and they've got people free, waiting for the ball in the attack zone.
And you see, there's Gosney coming down. Stockport spread everything out. Livesey's moved way off to the side. Lord can't get there in time. Smith doesn't have much of a chance. And right after Mersey had climbed back to within 1 goal, 2 quick goals from Livesey have got the margin up to 3. It's 6-3, Stockport over Heaton Mersey. Andy Bain wins another face-off for Mersey. Back to Lord. Back to Smith, and you can see on that face-off that the speed of Stockport is really starting to tell. They're so quick to defend. Gary Wilson brings it across now. Gallagher, another big shot, and that one's stopped by Rick Bone, a good save. He could see that one the whole way, which makes it tough to score. And Steve Talbot just brings the ball up for Stockport as they bring more attackers onto the field and get defenders off. Livesey's now behind the net. Anthony Murphy. Murphy, nice try. Coming around, Livesey's back to take it.
He's unmarked.
He couldn't believe it. He was waiting. He kept waiting for someone to come to him, and he would pass it. And finally, he figured he had to just take the shot himself. And he won't get a much easier goal.
That's right. Yes, I think we were all surprised by that one. Mersey didn't come to him at that time.
Watch, he just keeps coming in. He's waiting for someone to come to him, and Lord didn't come hard enough, I think. And Keith Gosney makes it 7-3, and all of a sudden, with this quick burst of 3 goals, now Mersey are in danger of getting out of this game.
Yeah, they've got to dig in now. This is the time for them to get back into this game. They've got to work hard now.
Andy Bain takes a push from Bryant. Dave Bryant taking the face-off for Stockport.
Well, if anybody's going to do it, Andy Bain's doing it for Mersey at the moment. He's the man who's coming up with the ball. He's working really hard to get Mersey back into this game.
And that's not the way to stay in the game as the pass goes long and the ball goes over to Stockport. And this has been a very bad 5 or 6 minutes for Mersey.
Dave Cowan taking control there for Stockport.
Sitting on a 7-3 lead. There's no pressure. They can wait on the clear. Keith Gosney coming away again now for Stockport. They don't have the break, so they stop and set things up. They go behind to Murphy. Nice job of keeping possession and scoring by Dave Carman. He took a good check there and kept possession.
He did. The ball got knocked down. It almost turned out to be a bounce pass to him, but he picked it up well and he put it away well.
And as we said, they're in danger of getting out of this game. Heaton Mersey are. And look now, Murphy coming around from behind. Fakes, sees Carman in front. Carman gets the ball checked away from him, but picks it back up and puts it past Richard Smith. And all of a sudden it's 8-3, and Heaton Mersey have taken a timeout. They need to regroup. Oh, Judy. All worn out by the action here at Didsbury. Judy, the dog, the wonder dog, is taking a little break. We've just had a timeout. We come back just under 8 minutes to play in the 3rd period. And Stockport have jumped into an 8-3 lead over Mersey. It looked like they could be adding to it right now. Gosney does. Martin Gosney, his 2nd goal of the game. The Gosney brothers have 3 between them, and it's 9-3.
That's right. I said before, one of the players that obviously is important to Stockport is in the centre play.
And again, Talbot gives him the pass, and the defender just doesn't come right out at him because he's worried about him dodging past because of that speed. And they give him a little bit of shooting room, and Gosney takes it. It's 9-3. And all of a sudden, what was a very close game after Mersey had made it 4-3 early in this period, looks like it's becoming a runaway. Pass thrown away. Richard Bain a little angry with himself for throwing it away, and also angry at getting the head check. But it'll be a man advantage for Heaton Mersey now, and they need to take advantage of this penalty now to get a goal back.
They sorely need a goal now to get them back into this game.
9-3, Stockport in the lead. Mersey with the man advantage after the head check on Bain. And Mersey playing a little bit sloppy right now, looking a little bit tired. Steve Morley, who has not been a factor for Mersey on the attack. Goes back to him. Gallagher setting up for a shot and taking it, and there it is. Again. Same spot as his last goal.
Yep, took it into the opposite top corner this time, but I mean, that's what they've been looking for, is to try and get Gallagher into this game with that big shot. But they have the capability.
And you see, there's Morley behind. He doesn't look at Gallagher, and he just tees it up. And again, going for that opposite top corner.
That's right.
And that makes it 9-4. But that's something that Mersey need now. Maybe one more goal in this period, maybe a second one, and you're right back in the game. Keep the pressure on.
They need a little run now just to get themselves back into this game.
And so we had two Mersey players checking each other, followed by two Stockport players crashing into each other. And sometimes you just want to hit anything that moves, you know. That's a very lazy pass. Just tempting there. That one hit the post. We're having a lot of pinging going on today.
Absolutely. Good save by the goalkeeper. The pipes are his.
Stockport keeping the pressure up. Carmen, nice move. Dodging in front, down on his knees, puts it past Smith, and basically every time Mersey shows signs of life, Stockport just hammer them back down.
That's right.
Take another look now. This is a good shot from behind. Here comes the pass. Carmen cutting in the middle. One dodge, down on his knees.
Still a good shot in that position, isn't it? As he's falling, he's still taking it well.
And that makes it 10-4.
You can see that Rick Bone is still injured, can't you? He's obviously still carrying it, but he's playing with real guts and determination, staying in the game.
Yeah, it's all position.
Yeah.
No quick moving. Got the two Bain brothers, the two Clark brothers out there for Mersey, family affair.
Nice finish.
Oh, and that's a beauty by Battersby. A nice feed from Worley. And that's one thing, you can stop him from scoring, but of course you can't stop him from passing.
The second time he's done this on the crease, he's come across into the top pipe position there, picks the ball up, straight in the back of the net.
And the key to that is how quickly you can just catch the ball and then shoot it out of the net, out of the stick.
That's
in
right.
The same motion. Andy Battersby, the scorer, 10-5. And each time Mersey shows signs of life, Stockport hammer them down, and Mersey just bounced back for more. It's been a great period. 9 goals in this period. It was 4-2 at the half to Stockport, and Mersey scored the first goal of the second half to make it 4-3. Game starting to open up a bit in the third period. Gosney finds Cox. Cox, now it's 3-on-2, and Cox, he wants another one. He scored one with that long stick, but I don't think he was going to get, I don't think he was going to get another one. And that's the end of the third period. A really exciting period. 9 goals scored, and Stockport are sitting pretty, 10-5. We'll be back after the break. After 3 periods of play here in Didsbury, Stockport lead Heaton. Mersey 10-5. North of England men's senior lacrosse flags final. Mike Carlson with Eddie Owen. And Stockport in the third period really turned on the gas to dominate Mersey. They scored 6 goals to Mersey's 3. They lead 10-5. And it's pretty much do or die for Heaton Mersey right now.
Absolutely. They're still not out of this game at this moment in time, but they've got to dig in really hard now.
And Stockport getting on top of the game really with just incredible team speed. Just running Mersey into the ground for a good 10-12 minute stretch in the third period. On Mersey getting the last goal of the third period and looking to get on the board quickly now, but not that way, although they'll keep possession as the ball goes off the stick of Gareth Jones. Gareth Jones has played a pretty good game in the defense for Stockport. Very quick coming out on the attack. This is Andy Bain, who's been a force. He's had to step up for Mersey. One of the big stories of the game. Neil Fildes has pretty much taken Steve Morley out of the attack. Morley doesn't have a goal yet. He's picked up an assist. And there'll be a penalty there on the head check on Andrew Bain. Checked on the top of the head by Talbot. He'll go off for a minute. Mersey will have a one-man advantage for that minute on the attack, and a good chance for them to get a little bit closer to Stockport here in the fourth period.
Yeah, that matchup you were talking about before with Steve Morley. See, exactly that now. As soon as Steve Morley gets some space, he's in with a big shot. And
that's what Fildes had denied him before, but on the man up, there's nothing you can do about it. And Morley doesn't need much room. He just unloads. It's a veteran of the England national team, and you see how quickly he gets that shot off, and Bone, not much he can do about it.
That's right.
Stockport working it around nicely. And out in front now, Gosney, nice save by Smith, although we'll have a penalty, but a great job by Gosney of getting the shot away, and an even better job of Smith of making the save.
Yeah, he's up right on the front of his crease there for that one. That's where he should be as a goalkeeper.
Carmen and Gosney just working it back and forth. Gosney now, shot goes out the top of his stick and out of bounds.
There seems to be a little lack of sharpness in the passing again. You know, even Stockport, the tempo's dropped a little bit. They need to get it back up again.
And another good stop by Smith. Carmen again coming right down the middle. They got a goal out of that in the third period. And I think we've got a penalty on Carmen now, is in effect hitting a man when he's down. And Bain, I don't think the referee saw this, but Bain just gave him a five-finger waggle wave.
Yes, cheerio, off you go.
So we've gone from the man advantage at one end to a man advantage at the other end. Stockport weren't able to produce a goal out of that, so it's still 10-6. We've got 13 minutes to play on a running clock, 20-minute period. Mersey need to get a goal or two in the next few minutes to make this one really come alive. You've got to take advantage of their chances, which is something they haven't really had so far. Clark now looking to come around, takes a good check from Shaw. Stockport put the pressure on. Gallagher's shot, not his best shot. Morley trying to check the goalie who was in the crease, trying to check the ball as it came out of his stick. Mersey keep possession, quickest to that, and Morley, nice save by Bone. Morley had the goal measured.
He certainly did, and just Rick Bone there made a couple of good saves. Steve Morley actually picked the ball up in midair as it was flicking between the two players, and you know, here we are. You know, this is what they need to do. They need to get into this game again.
Clark, Gallagher,
yeah,
Clark brothers.
In a 1-4-1 now, looking to drop it
There
inside.
It is. Oh, and another good save by Bone. Shot was a little bit high, but Bone reacted quickly on the quick stick, and now Stockport breaking away. Coming up with it. Carmen does. Nice lead pass for Gosney. Gosney falling over. Referee signals no foul. Lord with a quick clear to Bain. Now we've got great end-to-end action here. Gallagher, good pass across. Battersby, and that hit the post. Battersby put that one off the right pipe, and a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct right there. Gallagher lying down on the ground, and Bramwell just came right over him and stepped on him. Here's the action down at the other end. This was all legal, this bit. Apart maybe from
very nearly
WWF stuff there.
Handbags at 5 yards.
Less than 10 minutes to go in this game. Stockport leading 10-6. They've got the man advantage on Heaton Mersey. James Lord off with the penalty. James Bramwell up on top. Stockport sending the ball around. Showing their first signs of sloppy play in this game. That one hit the post. That's,
yep.
I make it about the fifth ball we've had dinging off the pipes in this match.
And if they were trying to hit them, they wouldn't be able to, would they?
Sod's law. Working the ball around well now. Oh, Livesey was on the crease. The pass came all the way up top.
You see, that's good garbage play there as well. You know, if you got and again.
And Smith stops him again. I think Bramwell may have stepped in the crease. Carmen does have his stick almost everywhere. When
he was directing where the play should take place from. Obviously going to make a good referee one day.
Nice check by Martin Gosney. He's going to take it himself. Still has the ball and shoots over the net. Stockport keep possession. 8.5 minutes to play. Stockport leading 10-6, and they're just happy to keep possession down in the Mersey end. Oh, and that's a beauty.
Nice finish.
That's a beauty.
Dave Carman with the goal.
And Carman this time, he just moved off to the side of the crease. He's been in the middle most of the time. You see, there's his man. 13 comes up to help out on the defense. Carman's all alone. He finds the opposite end of the goal. A little bit of finesse. And that we could call the insurance goal in this game, because
yep.
I don't think now that Mersey's going to be able to come back from 11-6 down. That's Carman's third goal of the game. Stockport coming up with another face-off.
Keith Gosney on the ball. Lots of experience from Keith. He's now also a member of the England coaching staff.
The elder of the two Gosney brothers. And they've got 3 goals between them, so they and Dave Carman are the leading scorers.
Yep.
Comes around now. Martin Gosney, the younger of the two. Bryant was hanging outside. Gosney wanted him to move. Gosney will just take it himself. It's checked down and falls. Lord comes away with the ball. Lead pass for Bain. Bain can't control it. I think Bain's looking a bit tired here. He's really played his heart out.
He has.
Murphy now goes behind. Up top is Bryant. Bryant gets a nice check from Bain, coming back. But Stockport have control, and they just settle things down with 6 minutes to play and a 5-goal lead. Steve Talbot and Bryant up top. No sense of urgency now in Stockport's attack.
Yeah, they know they're in control now, don't they?
Oh, and that comes loose to Talbot. That makes an easy goal.
Yep.
Talbot just picking up the garbage in front of the net. That makes it 12-6. Stockport in the lead. 5.5 minutes to play, and you'll take a look now. It's a bad pass. Carman misses it, but Talbot heads up, just coming at the net. Picks it up, doesn't have any problem. So that makes it 12-6, and we've got 5 minutes to play. And it looks like Heaton Mersey's run of losing cup finals, this will be their 3rd in a row, is going to continue. A hat trick of beaten finalists. And Gosney just shoots it wide. I think Smith might have gotten a bit of the stick on that one. And Stockport, of course, for them, their undefeated season continues. Gosney, and right now I think we've got a beaten Mersey team. Each Gosney brother now has 2 goals. It's 13-6, and this is just individual effort against a tired Andy Bain.
Yep.
You see Bain just can't, his legs can't keep up with him. All he can do is stretch his stick out, and that doesn't bother Keith Gosney.
Stockport have the ball, driving towards goal, shot on goal, just wide.
And Smith making the save as the clock runs down. Mersey go offside yet again. And Files with the ball, bringing it over. Took a stick, I think, in the arm.
There's a flag down on that play. Drops out front. Another Gosney's, there it goes.
Oh. Saw the crowd ducking away from that one, even though the fence was between them.
Good to see people's reflexes are still sharp, even at this late stage.
You need to pay a fine when you flinch. So we're in the last 30 seconds of this game, and Stockport maintain their undefeated record and capture the Flags final. Right now leading 13-6. Heaton Mersey beaten finalists for the third straight year. Richard Smith, the Mersey goalie, just made a great save off James Bramwell in the crease. And the ball goes over to Mersey, and basically what you've seen is a very, very fine, deep, fast, and skillful Stockport team who can turn it on when they needed to. And the crowd chanting. And Eddie Owen, our ex-referee and ex-goalie, he picks his man as man of the match, is Neil Files of Stockport, the defenseman who did such a good job of keeping Steve Morley off the score sheet.
That's right. Very, very influential on the game, I think, that matchup. But I mean, you've got to say that Stockport, a very athletic, very fit side, and you can see why they've remained undefeated for the whole of this season. You know, they've got a team of midfield attack players that motor, and they go fast.
It really is a balanced attack. They had 13 goals, and they came from both Gosneys. Bryant had 2, Livesey had 2, Carmen had 3. It's a very balanced score.
That's right. That's right.
Des Lynham, number 21 for Stockport. Yeah, a guy at his age, you know, he still has a little bit left in his legs, I guess.
Didn't hear him commentating.
Yeah, he doesn't look good in that white wig, though. But anyway, a great final. Stockport establishing themselves this year as the power in English lacrosse and showing why as they beat Heaton Mersey 13-6. Mersey for the third consecutive year beaten finalists in the Senior Flags final, the FA Cup of English lacrosse. Dave, everyone's been talking about how Stockport planned this season out in advance, and it's all worked according to plan.
Yeah, we have 2 games remaining that we're hoping to go undefeated for. But the team's trained very hard. We aim to accomplish the league and the Flags, which we've done, and also stay unbeaten this season. It's been a pleasure to play with the team. We've got some great players coming through the system as well. I think we have another 4 or 5 years at the top level.
What's really impressive is the balance on the attack and the way everybody's involved in it, and Livesey's bouncing in and out of the crease.
We play with 5 midfield players and Chris Livesey. Everyone can play in everyone else's position, and it's been a key point of the season in the fact that opposition struggle to clear the ball past those 5 midfield players.
And we thought the other key to the game really was Neil Files shutting down Steve Morley.
Neil Files has been a revelation this season. It's his first full season. He's marked every team's best player. He's been absolutely unbelievable. Quality player in the making, and I hope he makes it onto the England scene this summer.
The one thing we see with this team is once you get the ball out of your end, it's gone. And it's down the other end, and it stays there for long periods of time.
The thinking behind that is there's no point, you know, drifting about in our own half, just get it in attack, just create chances, which is why we get like 50 chances a game. So that's the thinking behind it. They'll moan at me if I keep the ball too long, but a bit of a showboater, so.
Well, it was an impressive performance. A really good way to win the final. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And if you're interested in finding out more about lacrosse, you can contact the English Lacrosse Association at 4 Western Court, Bromley Street, Birmingham, B94AN. Phone is 0121 773 4422, or you can reach them on the internet at www.englishlacrosse.co.uk.